Just think, a year ago you were at a totally different place along your English learning journey. And if you think that reaching your language goals is impossible, well, think again. When it comes to goals in life, you have to think big.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 830. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm glad you're here because today I want to talk about a word that we use all the time, but we don't always stop to think about how we use it. Yep, you guessed it. That word is think. Now I know what you're thinking. I think I know how to use think, right? And yeah, you probably do. But English has a bunch of fun phrases with think that go beyond just, I think it's going to rain. So let's explore those together. Let's start with a classic. I think so. I think so. Yeah, I think so. This is probably one of the most common ways we use think in everyday conversation. Like, my friend asked me yesterday, do you think this sushi place is open late? And I said, yeah, I think so. It just means you believe something is true. You're not 100% sure, but you're pretty sure. Now, compare that to just think. This one is more dramatic, more emotional. Let's say your friend wins the lottery. You might say, just think. Yesterday you were stressing over paying the rent and today you're a millionaire. It's a great way to get someone to reflect on how big or wild a situation is. And like I said before, just think. Your English right now is much better than it was a year ago, right? And on the opposite end of that emotional spectrum, think again. That one's a warning, a challenge. Let's say someone says, I'm going to borrow your car for the weekend without asking. You'd say, think again, buddy. It means no, that's not happening. Here's one I use a lot. Think back. We use this to help people remember something. Like, I was talking with an old college friend and I said, think back to that trip we took to Miami. Remember that crazy boat ride? Or you might hear someone say, think back on your childhood. What made you feel happy and safe? Think back is all about remembering moments from the past. Then there's think big. Think big. I love this one because it's so positive. It's about dreaming big. Like, don't just open a coffee shop, think big. Maybe you can open a whole chain. It's great encouragement for people with goals. Do you like to think big when it comes to your English? Now, sometimes you don't have the time to think big. You have to think fast. Picture this. Someone tosses you the car keys and says, heads up, and you catch them without missing a beat. Boom, you thought fast. Or maybe you're in a job interview and the person throws a surprise question at you. Thinking fast means reacting quickly and intelligently. And now here's a related phrase. Think on your feet. Think on your feet. This is one of those phrases people love to use in job interviews. Tell us about a time you had to think on your feet. It means tell us about a time you had to make a quick decision without any time to plan or consider. Maybe your presentation slides didn't load, so you just spoke without them and you nailed it. That's thinking on your feet. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. There's think little of something or think little of someone, which has kind of a negative meaning. So if I say, she thought little of her ex's new business idea, I mean, she didn't respect it or didn't believe in it. Think little of shows a lack of value or a lack of belief in something. On the other hand, sometimes people say, think nothing of it. Think nothing of it. That's what you say when someone thanks you and you want to sound modest. Like, hey, thanks for helping me move. Oh, think nothing of it. I'm happy to help. It's like saying, hey, it was no big deal. My pleasure. And before we wrap it up, don't forget this phrase, think twice. That's what you say when you want to warn someone to slow down and consider something carefully. Like, your brother is asking you to lend him money again? You should think twice about that. Think twice. It's another way to say, hey, be careful. So, whether you're thinking fast, thinking big, or just thinking back to good times, English has a lot of useful ways to use this little word. And I hope today's podcast gave you some new ideas for how to sound more natural and confident when you use them. By the way, the best way to remember English like this and any other word or phrase in English is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. And think about this. You can get more practice using your English when you join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, well, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 830. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.